equation for a line passing through the point 4, -3, that is A, parallel, and B, perpendicular to the line we're given, 4x plus 5y equals 7. The first step is to take the line we're given and find the slope. We cannot easily do that in this format because it's in standard form. We want to change it to slope-intercept form. So we must take this and solve for y. So let's write this line over here, 4x plus 5y equals 7. And here we're just solving for y. Okay? So we're going to do that just like we've done previous problems, subtracting 4x from both sides. I get 5y equals, again, putting the 4x first, and then plus 7. Our last step is to divide by 5. So I get y equals -4/5 x plus 7/5. Now in this problem, the b part here, the y-intercept, is pretty much irrelevant. What we're really trying to use is and find is our slope. So our slope of this line they gave us is -4/5. Okay, so we now know the slope of that line. A part tells us to find another line, the equation of a line that is parallel to this one. So for A part, our slope will be the same because remember parallel lines have the same slope. So our slope here is -4/5. Looking at the problem closer, we see that we have to find an equation of a line that passes through the point for -3. So this is our point we're going to use. We're given a point and the slope, so we're going to use point-slope form of a line. And remember that is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Let's label our point. 4 is x1, -3 is y1. Next step is to plug in y minus y1, in this case, is -3, so just like we've had in the past, we're going to be very careful with the signs. Equals m. M is -4/5 x minus x1, which is 4. Okay, let's simplify this. So we have y, two negatives make that +3, equals -4/5 times x minus 4. And just like we've done in previous problems, we want to solve for y here so we can find the equation. So subtract, well, before we do that, we're going to do distributive property here. So y plus 3 equals -4/5 x. And careful here, we've got a negative times a negative gives us a positive. This is 4/1. And multiply the top. 4 times 4 gives me 16. And multiply the bottom. 5 times 1 gives me 5. Okay, now we're going to subtract 3. So I get y equals -4/5 x. And again, this becomes, I'm trying to get this, have a denominator of 5. So my numerator would be -15. And I have 16 minus 15, so this is going to be 1 with a common denominator of 5. So what does this equation tell us? This equation is the equation of the line that passes through the point 4, -3, and is parallel to the line that was given to us. Okay, so this is our parallel line. Now let's do our perpendicular line. So we're given the slope -4/5. Our perpendicular slope is the opposite reciprocal. So if I change the sign here, I'm going to get a positive. And if I do the reciprocal, I get 5/4. So this is our perpendicular slope. Perpendicular slope. Flip it, change it. Flip it, change it. Flip it, change it. Okay? So again, we're using this slope now and the point that we're given, going back to that same thing. And the rest is the same process, just with this new slope. So we are going to label this x1, y1. We're going to use the same point slope formula. And we're going to plug in. So we have y minus x1, which is -3, equals 5/4 x minus 4. And we're going to simplify. So this is y plus 3 equals 5/4 x minus 4. Y plus 3 equals, we're going to distribute 5/4 x minus 5 times 4 is 20, and 4 times 1 is 4. We can simplify that in just a moment. So I get y plus 3 equals 5/4 x minus 5. I'm going to subtract 3. And we finally get our equation, y equals 5/4 x minus 8. So what is this equation? This equation is the equation of the perpendicular line that passes through the point 4, -3, and is perpendicular to this equation. So this is the perpendicular line.